Can have my brain and I can have my opinion and I can have my political views. And they don't, they don't have to go along with the entire congregation, but we're still in community with each other.
And it just, Marianne was very warm, and of course we loved her preaching. I think we knew almost right away that we had found our church home.
And so I decided that I'd go to St. John's on that Easter Sunday. And so I went over there and I liked what I saw and the people, and I've been there ever since.
A place that I go that helps me think about how to be a better person in the world.
Boys have a great group of friends.
Oh, I'm glad.
And they're great. I mean, they have a tight group of boys that tend to show up too.
It's been a great experience. It's a very welcoming place. And the Sunday school has been wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, great teachers, nice families.
I don't know what we would do without it. It's very, very special to us.
So nobody knew that we were in the adoption process. And so the first Sunday we arrived with Chris with us. At the piece.
Yeah.
And Todd came all the way back and he said, come to the front.
There's a blessing of an adopted child in the Book of Common Prayer.
And so he blessed the child that day.
They were just thrilled to meet her and have her there and make her part of the group. And
very much.
now it wasn't just me and a bunch of couples, it was a couple with other couples. No, she's been warmly received.
For me, it's always been part of my life, and an important part, and a happy part, and a very affirming place. Always lovely people around me. Always, I never ever felt that I wasn't okay from anyone here.
And proposed. Nice. She accepted, came back in July, and we got married.
Oh, nice.
And we went on a honeymoon back to Europe, settled back in Linden Hills, where she had grown up and where all her people were and all her history was. And I became an instant part of that history. I've been here ever since.
Wow.
I haven't regretted a day of it.
No, neither have I.
And then, is that you as a bride?
No, this is my mother as a bride, and she was not married at St. John's, so these were just in the envelope. But this is Myrtle Catherine Carlson, and she and Guy Carlson were married for 49 years before Guy passed.
So she was a member of the church, though.
Yeah, she and my father eventually came to St. John's with their 3 young daughters.
Yes.
And stayed.
When we moved to our house and we started St. John's, I was 3 years old.
Oh my God.
And so St. John's was always part of my life.
Yeah.
Very important part.
Yeah.
Deep, deep gratitude to be a part of a community that allows me to imperfectly be myself, or perfectly be imperfect.
I have always felt that this is my home.
Spiritual home. It's then when I came one Sunday to St. John's, Marianne was preaching, and it was wonderful, and I thought, gee, this is good stuff. We've got to check this out again, and it wasn't too long after that before we realized that this would be a good place for us.
Michelle and Michelle walked down the aisle together, and all of a sudden Willie, who's standing right next to us, looks up at us in full voice, goes, "Hey, 2 girls getting married? What's up with that?"
I still love this community, not just for the readings, not just for the lessons, but for the people that are a part of it.
Well, our daughter Nicole and Mike and I taught kindergarten Sunday school, which we're so appreciative that she knew how to interact with the little ones, and Mike and I just kind of followed her lead in so many different things, and that was a really special year for us.
St. John's has meant so much to me. It took me a long time to discover it, and so one Sunday I went to St. John's, And I walked in the doors, and I sat down. I thought, it's beautiful. You know, it looks like, I mean, it was crowded, and there were children everywhere climbing over the pews and talking during the sermon, which I adore as an elementary school teacher. A huge age range of people. So on first glance, I was like, okay, this looks like a place where I could fit in. And then the music was so upbeat and fun, and everyone was smiling to the music. And the sermon, I felt like it was like a lecture in spirituality, where I was transfixed on Reverend Marian Edgar Buddy. And at the end, I was like, well, I need to rethink my week and my goal for myself. I'm just leaving with a new way of looking at the world. And then, I mean, of course, during the piece, everyone was giving hugs and running across to say hi to their friends. And I was like, okay, I'm done. This is my home. This is my church.
The exchange of peace was not exactly a welcome thing, and I sit here on Sunday mornings now and watch what's happening here. I say, wow, you've come a long way. People were just frozen in their seats, you know, when it came to exchanging the peace.
And it's also my understanding that Bob, also during his tenure, was very he pushed the social issues. And I don't know what he did in terms of race or sexual identity or what, but I've gotten the impression that he started laying the groundwork. There is no difference at St. John's between anybody who's gay and anybody who's straight in any realm that I can see anywhere in this church.
Well, Mary Ann said that too, right?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Oh, I like this. It says something like resurrection. She said that's a theological word, meaning move on.
Well, and that's what makes the Episcopal Church so appealing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're not so doctrinaire.
Yeah.
You come as you are. If you're at this level, and you grow to this level, and then you have to go back to this level, but you're still accepted. I think that's a major deal. That no matter where you are in the spectrum, it's all right.
Right.
But Mary Ann was a very nice gal. She worked for many, many years at Winnie's Bar and Grill.
Oh yeah.
Out on Excelsior Boulevard. She worked a lot of times on Saturday nights. Anyway, she sang in the choir, and there were some of us that made wagers as to how long it would be before Mary Ann fell asleep in the choir.
One of the things that St. John's has been really good at historically is raising up leadership out of the community. It's been really good at that, and I think part of that gift is recognizing people's gifts and encouraging them to develop their gifts in whatever way they can.
We've had some very contemplative moments in this church too, and very meaningful. You know, it was really devastating because we lost so much, and you know, and it was terrible. But we just came together, I think, even better than ever before. And I always remember Michelle was working for the coffee for Caribou, and so she came in and she brought the Caribou coffee. Well, to me, that was the best thing that ever happened at St. John's. We finally had some good coffee.
When I came back this year, the first Sunday I came up for communion, and Susan, as she greeted me, took my hands and said, "Welcome home."
This is our rector, Susan Barnes.